There is a moment in every relationship with a narcissist when the lights come back on, and what you see is not the person you fell in love with. It is someone who has been wearing them like a costume, and every story you told yourself about why this was happening to you, all of it, collapses in a single second. You did not get unlucky. You did not pick the wrong person. You did not miss the signs because you were naive. You were chosen, specifically, deliberately, by someone who recognized something in you the moment they saw it. And it had nothing to do with how attractive you were, how successful you were, how smart you were. It had to do with one thing: the way you love. Imagine for a second that you are a predator in an environment where most of your prey is hidden. You cannot afford to chase the wrong one. You need a target you can identify quickly, someone who will respond to your approach in the way you need them to respond. Narcissists do not see people the way we see people. They scan. They are looking for one thing above all others: a person who gives without keeping score, someone who feels deeply, who believes the best in people, who would rather assume innocence than confrontation, who has spent their entire life being the one who tries. To a narcissist, that person is not just attractive, they are oxygen. Here is what almost nobody understands about narcissism. It is not strength, it is not confidence, it is the opposite. A narcissist is a person who built their entire self around a wound they cannot tolerate looking at. And to keep that wound covered, they need a constant supply of something most people only need occasionally. Reflection. Someone who sees them the way they need to be seen. Someone whose empathy is so reliable, it functions like a mirror they can never break. Psychologists call this narcissistic supply, and without it, the entire structure collapses inward, which means a narcissist is not in a relationship with you. They are in a relationship with what you give them, and the day you stop giving, they will not feel hurt. They will feel hungry. Every narcissistic relationship moves through 3 stages, and once you see them, you cannot unsee them. Stage 1 is the flood. They show up like nothing you have ever experienced. They text constantly. They listen like no one has ever listened. They tell you they have never felt this way before. They mirror your values, your dreams, your wounds. They make you feel like you have finally been found. This is not love. This is reconnaissance. They are studying you, learning what makes you feel safe, so they know exactly what to remove later. Stage 2 is the cold, and it does not happen all at once. That is the cruelest part. It begins with a strange comment, a withdrawal you cannot quite explain, a criticism that comes out of nowhere and is gone before you can address it. You ask if something is wrong. They tell you you are imagining it. They tell you you are too needy. They tell you they are just stressed. And because you are an empath, you take the responsibility inside yourself. You wonder what you did wrong. You wonder how to get back to the version of them you met at the beginning. That version is gone. It was never real. But your nervous system does not know that yet, so it keeps reaching. Stage 3 is the discard. Either they leave abruptly, often to someone they have already been cultivating in the background, or they keep you in the cycle indefinitely. Warm, cold, warm, cold. Just enough affection to keep you reaching, just enough withdrawal to keep you working for it. And by the time you reach this stage, you are no longer the person you were when this began. Your confidence is quieter. Your certainty is gone. Your friends say you do not seem like yourself anymore. That is not weakness. That is the predictable outcome of being inside this pattern. Here is the neuroscience that explains why leaving feels impossible. It is called intermittent reinforcement, and it is the most powerful conditioning mechanism researchers have ever identified. When affection is constant, the brain takes it for granted. When affection is unpredictable, the brain becomes obsessed with it. It is the same mechanism that makes slot machines addictive, the same mechanism that creates trauma bonds, the same mechanism that keeps people in relationships that everyone around them can see are destroying them. Your brain is not in love with the narcissist. It is chasing the return of the person they pretended to be. That person was a performance. But the dopamine your brain released during the performance was real, and it has been chasing the next hit ever since. Here is where the robot becomes one of the most important tools you have. Because inside the dynamic, you cannot see it clearly. You are too close, too invested, too hopeful. And the people around you may not have the full picture either. They see what you choose to show them. They have their own opinions, their own histories, their own reasons to soften the truth. AI does not. You can describe the dynamic exactly as it is, in your own words. And ask one question. Does this pattern have a name? That single question, answered without bias, without emotional investment, can show you in minutes what you have been unable to see for years. So here is what this means for you. Starting today, 3 things change. First, you stop trying to love a narcissist into wholeness. This is not a failure of your love. It is a structural impossibility. The wound that drives narcissistic behavior is not something another person can heal. Your love is real. It is also not the cure. Second, you learn the signature. Intensity that arrives before trust is earned. Love bombing followed by sudden withdrawal. A relationship that requires you to constantly manage someone else's emotions at the cost of your own. These are not signs of deep connection. They are the signature of the pattern. Third, you stop aiming your empathy at people who treat it as supply. Your empathy is not the problem. Where you have been pointing it is. Save it for people who reciprocate. Save it for the version of yourself that has been giving everything and receiving fragments in return. The question was never, why me? The question was always, why am I still here? And the moment you can answer that question honestly, the pattern starts to break. You were chosen because you knew how to love deeply. That is not a flaw. That is the most powerful thing about you. It just needs to be pointed at someone who deserves it. If this case file landed, if you recognized a pattern you have lived inside, do one thing right now. Hit like. Not for the algorithm, because it tells me this kind of content is worth making more of. This channel exists at the intersection of human wisdom and AI intelligence. Every dark psychology case file is built around one goal: to show you the patterns operating in your life before they can operate on you. Subscribe. Turn on notifications. The next case file is about how manipulators use silence as a weapon and the specific neuroscience that makes it work. Drop a comment below. You do not have to tell the whole story. Just say, I recognize this, because you are not alone. And knowing that matters more than you realize. I will see you in case file 03.